Hello everybody, and welcome back to another iRacing Talks episode. Got a little bit to talk about today. Nothing too special, just a couple quick mentions and then some recap and thoughts really from yesterday's race, the first race in a little over 3.5 months, 4 months, something like that. 70 something days, I think they said. So we'll talk about that soon. But first thing I want to say is make sure you check out the links in the description below. Like and subscribe on this one. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, because I think we're less than 5 subscribers away from 200, which means we will be I'll be able to send out and pick a winner for that 200 subscriber giveaway, where I'm giving away a Chase Elliott 2017 primary. So make sure you subscribe so we can get 200, and go check out my Instagram, JA_diecasts. There's a post there, and all you have to do to enter is like it and tag 3 friends in the comments. I think that's all you have to do. Honestly, I don't even remember. But either way, go check out that post, because it'll say what to do, and I don't remember completely. So make sure you do that. Next thing, quick little thing I wanted to say is a couple days ago, I think it was Friday afternoon, I uploaded a video about how to make your own iRacing paint scheme and get logos and text on a car. I just realized that for some reason, it didn't record the GIMP screen, which is what I use as the software to edit that stuff. So it didn't record the screen or the tab that GIMP was on. So the only thing on the video was the iRacing website. So I will make sure I figure that out and figure out why it didn't record, and I will go and re-record that showing how to do it. I do apologize. It's worked before, so I don't have any idea why it didn't this one time. It's unfortunate, but it's just a small problem or error. We can get it fixed pretty easily. I just got to go back and record it and figure out the settings and stuff. But I do apologize. I didn't realize it at first, but I did now. I took the video down, and I will re-upload it with the correct one. But we'll get the car out here, or the truck out here, do some laps at North Wilkesboro. So, next thing I want to talk about, and probably the biggest, is the post-race recap. Just recap in general and thoughts from yesterday's race at Darlington. It was the first NASCAR race back since mid-March, I think. Maybe mid to late March, something like that. And I've waited so long, and I know every other race fan has, but it was awesome to finally get cars back on track and see some live racing, and I can't wait. We're back in race season. It's awesome, and we got a lot of racing coming up in the next 2 weeks, something like that, week and a half. Just a lot of racing. I think, what they say, 7 races in 11 days, something like that. So this will be up, filmed and stuff on Monday. Then there is an Xfinity race on Tuesday. So I can say the times and things like that. But hold on here. So, the Cup race yesterday, Sunday, May 17th. Then there's a race tomorrow, Tuesday, May 19th, which is the Xfinity Series race. And then Wednesday at Darlington with the Cup Series. And then we got a couple days, we go to Sunday. We got Cup Series at Charlotte. Monday, Xfinity Series at Charlotte. Tuesday, Truck Series at Charlotte. And Wednesday, Cup Series at Charlotte. So we've got 4 races in 4 days next week, and it's awesome. We've got 3 and 4 this week. But like I said, I'm super excited for racing to be back. I know everybody else is. And the race itself wasn't great. It wasn't terrible, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't the worst race I've ever seen, but there's also been better races. I wouldn't have any problem, or I didn't have any problem sitting through watching the whole thing. You know, there's some races where you just kind of waiting for it to kind of pick up or be over or something. I didn't have any problem with it, so like I said, wasn't great, wasn't terrible. It was definitely interesting to watch, because you could just tell that the drivers hadn't been out there, and it was just kind of thrown at them. And you saw that turn 1, you know, when Stenhouse wrecked himself. He just came up the track, hit him, and that's a product of not having any practice time or not having been in a car for 3 months. That's exactly what that is, just thinking he had more room than he did. And unfortunately, it was either on the first or second lap. I can't even remember. It was early though, first 2 laps for sure. And I mean, luckily it was just him, and it wasn't a whole bunch of cars. But you know, it sucks for him, because you waited 4 months to finally get back at the track, and they have all these new rules, and you've just been itching to finally get back and do something, and you go out and you wreck on the first lap for something that's your fault. You know, you didn't even make it 5 laps, and that just sucks for everybody, not only him, but the entire team. I mean, even his fans and things like that, but it's different for them. But you could just tell the drivers hadn't been out there in a long time. There's so many unforced errors and things like that, and that's the next thing I'm going to say. Jimmie Johnson was going for a stage win. I think it would have only been his 3rd one ever. He's going for his stage win, last lap, in the 1, coming out of 2, and he just drove right up the track into Chris Buescher. It was completely his fault. It was completely because of not being in the car. Like I said with Stenhouse, he just thought he had more room than he did. At least that's what I think. He just thought he had more room than he did to make it up. Sure, Buescher may have gotten a little loose and lost a little speed, but Jimmy just drove right in the side of him, right in the quarter panel. And I don't know how Buescher didn't wreck. I mean, the wall may have saved him a little bit, but still, usually would have gone around, I think. But unfortunately, it ended Jimmy's day. It took a stage win. He literally had less than a lap, you know, a back stretch and 2 corners, and he would have had a stage win. And I gotta be honest, watching it, seeing him wreck, that hurt, because he's been through it the last 3 years. He's gone without a win now. 2.5, 3 years. He's been through it, and he was having a great run. He was running up front, leading laps. Was it Harvick? It was either Harvick or Bowman that he hunted down from like 3 seconds and caught him. And that's how he got to that point of leading at the stage, or coming to the stage end. And it sucks, because he had a great car, he had a great shot, and even just winning that stage would have helped his confidence and that team's confidence so much compared to how they've been performing, or to help them perform better. But it also works in both ways. Being that close and having something like that happen can put you down even more than you already were. So you just gotta hope that's not the case. I mean, obviously, if you watched the race, you had to have seen his interviews and the things he put on social media afterwards, saying he would have done, I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of, "You have no idea what I would do to get that corner back." I think in his interview right after it, he said it was not word for word, but it was, you know, he knew it was his fault and knew he could have done a lot differently there to avoid that. So it sucks because I was pulling for him. I mean, obviously, I'm a Chase fan and things like that, but just you want to see Jimmy win, especially in his farewell season after the last 2 or 3 years he's had. You want to see him go out on a good note, on a high note, and unfortunately, it just wasn't his day. You know, it was a mistake, a very costly one, but he's smarter and better than, at least I think he's smarter and better than to let that get down, or let that weigh on him and get down on it. So they got Darlington on Wednesday, so hopefully they will have learned from that and they'll go out there and have another fast day. I think they will, and I say that because in my mind, Hendrick was the most dominant team there, 100%. It could be different now for Wednesday because all the teams have been there, they've ran a race, they know better what to expect, the drivers are more prepared. So it'll be a completely different playing field, and it'll be just 100% different. Everybody will be more prepared, the laps will be different, the track's going to be different, temperature, rubber, and everything. So nothing's going to be the same. But that being said, like I said, Hendrick was the most dominant team there in my opinion. Jimmy was running first. I want to say Bowman was running second. Byron was running third. Byron and Bowman switched off a little bit. I think Byron won a stage. Bowman led some laps. Well, all three of them led laps. But Jimmy almost won a stage. Byron, I think, did win a stage. Could have been Bowman, I don't even remember. One of them won a stage. All three led laps. The only one that really struggled was Chase, and he was running anywhere from like 8th to 15th at any given time, just in that range. That's not terrible, but when your teammates are running top 3, you want to do a little better, obviously, and you want to be up there with them. But he ended up finishing 6th, I believe, 6th or 7th, and it was a great day, points day for Chase. You gotta say that as a Chase fan, even though he didn't win and didn't have a great race the entire one. I guess he did have a speeding penalty, or a pit road penalty there that kind of set him back a couple spots, but he recovered and still finished inside the top 10, which you can't complain about. Didn't get in a wreck. Hendrick was fast. It's going to be completely different on Wednesday because everybody's going to know what to expect. So I'm excited because it'll probably be a lot better racing. So if you didn't really like the first race on yesterday, Sunday, you might like the second one a little more because I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more interesting and a lot more just a lot more racing, a lot more stuff going on. But next thing I want to talk about, Ryan Newman and Matt Kenseth's return. Hold on here. We'll take a couple laps here. Get you guys something to look at. At least one. It might be a little quiet here, but because the engine will overpower my voice. I think I'm still trying to figure out the settings, honestly. So I'll take a lap and then I'll pull it in. I ran those a lot faster, so I was at my friend's house and he's got a different setup than I do, so I don't know if that makes it a huge difference or not, but I was running faster at his house than I am at mine. But as I was saying, next thing I want to talk about Newman and Kenseth returns. We'll start with Newman, and he didn't do too bad. He did a lot better than I was thinking he would have, and probably a lot of other people. He finished about where he always does, if we're being honest. I'll pull it up, the exact position here, but it was around 15th, I think. You know, that's honestly about where he usually finishes. It's consistency is what it is. It is what it is. It was great to see him back at the track, though. And he ran good all day. He ran inside the top 10 at multiple times, at multiple points, for a lot of laps. He ran around 10th for most of the day and just couldn't quite get the top 10. But yeah, he finished 15th exactly. And like I said, that's about where he usually finishes. Maybe a little better, a little worse, depending on the day, the track. But he's very consistent with how he runs and races. But it was great to see him back. And that 6 paint scheme was pretty hot too. I like that 6 paint scheme. Just the orange in the front, then the matte black, and then like the flames in the middle. That was nice. Then next, Matt Kenseth. You can't say much else other than a great job. He's been out of a cup car for like a year and a half. I think 2018 was the last time. So right around a year and a half, 2 years. Stepping in for a driver who had a lot of controversy surrounding him, or not, I mean obviously him, but the team as well. So stepping into that environment isn't the easiest thing, especially after being out of the car for that long. But he did a great job. Ran inside the top 10 almost the entire day, finished 10th, started 12th, so he had a net gain. It's always good, something I like to say, net gain. Just a great job all around. He's a very talented driver, obviously. I don't know how many wins he's got. 30 something maybe 40. But he's got 500 plus starts. He's a past champion. As I wreck it right here, just about. Get you a nice look at that paint scheme though. But past champion. But one thing that was in his favor, obviously Darlington's one of his best tracks, and he's won there before. But one thing that is in his favor is the situation. And what I mean by that is the drivers just got in the cars and drove. You know, they had no time to practice, no time to test, no qualifying. They hadn't really been in the car before this. So this is the first time they've been in the car, first time they've raced, no practice, first time they've been on tracks. Basically what I'm getting at. So even though he's been out of the car longer than every other driver in the field, they were all in the same situation as being thrown onto this, not knowing what to expect. So it really leveled the playing field, in my opinion. and it was just a great time for him to get back in it because he didn't know what to expect. None of the other 39 drivers knew what to expect, and so it was just a level playing field. They all just went out, did what they could. He figured it out and ran. It was a great time for him because now next week everyone will know a little more. So he'll be right up there with them, I can imagine, and he'll just know what to do just like everybody else. But John Hunter Nemechek, too. We got to talk about him for a second. Not the best car. You know, it's true. That 38, top 20 for sure, most days. It's definitely got top 15 capabilities, but it's not going to go up there and run top 10 every race, and that's what he did. He ran top probably 15 the entire race, and towards the end there found his way into the top 10, probably with around 100 to go. He got track position and was consistent and found his way, ran top 10 there at the end and finished 9th. So good to see him get a good finish like that. That'll do a lot for that team and him as a driver. So I like John Hunter. I think he's got some potential, but I don't know if he's cup ready. If he keeps racing like he has or does or did yesterday, he'll be fine, but it's still too early to tell, especially with that team. Then the last thing I want to talk about is there was one incident during the race where there was a piece of the vinyl on the wall, or vinyl adhesive wrap, whatever you want to call it, that got ripped off. And it was towards the end of the race, and they showed it on the camera, and 6 cars went by, and they just continued to show it, and it was just like a game of who's going to hit it, who's going to get stuck and overheat. And it just went one after another after another after another, just car after car after car. And then, of course, the one person who gets hit by it is Clint Boyer. And might not be that funny, but it's just funny how it missed all those cars, and the one person it hits is Clint. And it's just funny to me because that's the most Clint Boyer thing to happen, just with how he acts as a person and just how off the walls he is. It's perfect. Obviously he didn't wreck or anything like that, which is good, but just thought that was a little funny, so I thought I'd throw that in there. But all in all, pretty good day at the track. Like I said earlier, glad racing's back. Can't wait for Tuesday. I want to see some Xfinity cars, and then I can't wait for Wednesday to see some Cup cars. Hopefully Jimmy redeems himself. Hopefully Stenhouse can make it more than a lap. Hopefully Chase will run a little bit better. But I'm happy it's back. I know every other race fan is. But let me know what you think about the race and your opinion on it and thoughts in the comments below. Also, why not? Let me know who your pick to win Tuesday and Wednesday is. If you think you have a good idea. I actually guessed Kevin Harvick too. So I was pretty happy with that. I had a $1 bet, actually $1.50 bet on Kevin Harvick to win. So that was pretty cool. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Almost to the 200 subscriber giveaway. Make sure you check out the links below and go follow and subscribe to all those. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.